Want to have your clip featured in the Skyrim Clip of the Week? Simply record the clip on your Xbox and then send it to me via message. My gamertag is iRyeni, that's IRYENI, and you can message it to me over Xbox and I'll be able to view it. I look forward to seeing the clips that you guys send me. Now moving on to the video. Hey, what's up guys, it's Ryan, and welcome to another episode of Modded Monday. We're on episode 107 this week. That's a crazy amount of episodes. We've been doing this for a long time, and I can't wait to keep going with this. So hopefully you guys will enjoy the mods that I've picked off for this week. Starting off at our number 5 spot, we have the epic playable Nazgul race. Now the mod page reads, the Nazgul re-emerged around 1301 of the Third Age of Sauron, at long last began to take shape after the defeat of the hands of the last alliance. It was around this time that the Witch King established himself in Angmar and began to launch attacks against the nearby kingdom of Arnor, which had been fractured into 3 smaller kingdoms. His first target was the realm of Rardor. After conquering Rundor and replacing the Dundan king with one of the native hillmen in the year TA 1356, the Witch King moved against Arthedain, resulting in the death of King Argaleb I. But they were not yet defeated and managed to maintain a line of defense along the Weather Hills. In TA 1409 came the attack on Cardolin. Also during this time, the forces of the Witch King burned and destroyed the watchtower of Aman-Sol. After the fall of Cardolin, Angmar's advance was slowed by the resistance of the elves from Linden and Rivendell. By TA 1974, Angmar arose again and captured the capital of Fornost, and with that, the last kingdom of Arnor was destroyed. So this mod basically allows you to play as the race of the Nazgul, and it comes with some skill bonuses as well. The one-handed skill is up to 25, next to two-handed, which is also at 25. Your destruction is at 10, and your sneak starts at 10. Enchanting also starts at 10, and light armor at 25, while heavy armor stays at 20. The starting spells that come along with this race is you get to conjure a Nazgul horse, and you also get the Ice Spike spell as well. So you get to actually conjure a horse to ride around right from the beginning of the game. The base stats that come along with this race is your health is at 600, your magic is at 200, your stamina is at 300, and your carry weight starts at 400. So this is a pretty good stat build up right off the beginning. The race looks absolutely badass. Your character is going to look really awesome. You don't really have a face, you just have a hood with like a black figure instead, and I really like that. I think it looks really cool, and that's why it comes in at our number 5 spot. So I'd recommend downloading the epic playable Nazgul race mod. Coming in at our number 4 spot is the Realistic Enchantment Effects mod. Now this mod makes all of the enchantment effects on your weapons actually super visible at all times. You know, sometimes whenever you have, frost on a sword or you have fire on a sword, you'll be able to see it like burst into flame for like 1 or 2 seconds, and then it'll go away on your weapon. Of course, when you swing your weapon, yeah, it'll pop up again, but whenever you're just holding the weapon and it's enchanted, you can't really see it too well. This mod aims to change that. With this mod, whenever you have it enabled, you'll pull out your frost or your fire sword or any type of enchantment that you have, and you'll be able to visibly tell that you have that type of enchantment on the weapon. Your entire weapon will glow with a certain effect depending on what type of enchantment you have, and it just looks really badass. As you can see, I'm going to be going through all of the different enchantments that actually appear on the weapons. There's also a chest that allows you to test it out. You don't actually have to go to the chest and use it, but if you want to, there's a chest full of Daedric weapons and Riverwood, as I showed you right here at the beginning. You can go there and you can test it all out and find the enchantments that you'd want to use in your future playthroughs, or you could just ignore it altogether and just play with the mod itself. With all these different types of effects on the enchantments themselves, I think it makes enchanting and actually getting your enchanting skill up a lot more worthwhile, because your weapons are going to look so much more cooler, and that's definitely the reason why this mod comes in at our number 4 spot, so I definitely recommend giving it a try. Coming in at our number 3 spot, we have Kingport's Flower Fields. Now there's a high res and a low res depending on how much space you have on your console, and this mod adds flower fields to various areas throughout Skyrim, and the flowers have their own custom landscape texture that works beautifully alongside other grass mods and landscape overhauls. The areas in this overhaul include the Whiterun outskirts, which I'm showing you right now. There's the Rorikstead outskirts, the Falkreath Forest and Wilderness, Witchmist Grove and Eastmarch, a few areas in the Rift and the Reach, Winterhold outskirts, and the Riverwood outskirts. Now this mod by itself works really well, but you can combine it, as I said earlier, with other overhauls such as the Skyrim Flora overhaul, or the other types of overhauls that you can use that work on the flora and the different types of landscapes. And combining all the mods that you have together will definitely create the most colorful game of Skyrim that I've ever seen. It reminds me a lot of Oblivion, how Oblivion was very colorful, and it pretty much had everything to do with being the most colorful game that you could see. see, you could walk outside the main gates right at the beginning, and you could see just every color palette just mashed across the screen. That's what Oblivion was like, and I really liked that back then whenever I played that all the time. So it just gives it a little bit of a nostalgic feel from Oblivion, and just makes the game a whole lot more beautiful, and that's why it comes in at our number 3 spot, so I'd recommend downloading the Kingport's Flower Fields mod. Coming in at our number 2 spot, we have the Rabbit Hole, which is a arena-style 50-stage combat dungeon. How far down will you go? The mod page reads, "This is a huge dungeon with progressively difficult enemies. You'll enter a room, slay all the occupants, and then the door to the next room will appear. This dungeon will intentionally mess with your head. If you aren't on drugs while playing, you will think you are. There are books and people along the way that tell the story of this strange place. In addition to raw, unadulterated combat, there are dozens of secrets, Easter eggs, both literal and metaphorical, and hidden rooms to discover. The dungeon itself respawns twice a day, and is engineered to change every time you visit, encouraging multiple playthroughs. The dungeon will appear on your map immediately after installation, meaning you don't have to go and find the entrance first. It's located just northeast of Falkreath, which I showed you there at the beginning, and the features of this mod contain 4 hours of unique gameplay, 10 tiers of combat challenges, 28 unique new weapons, 15 unique new enemies, 4 new followers, 3 fetch quests, and 2 new spells. This mod is fully compatible with Dawnguard and Dragonborn, but it does not require the DLCs to work. Now, I'm a huge fan of quest mods, and this adding 4 new hours of gameplay along with the combat challenges, the combat in Skyrim is great, and I think combining this mod with a bunch of different combat mods will just make this one of the best arena-style quest mods that you can have in the game. And that's definitely what I'm going to do. I'm definitely going to be installing a bunch of different combat mods, a bunch of different weapon mods, and enemy mods in order to up the ante whenever we go down into the rabbit hole. So if you want to see a video like that, be sure to let me know in the comments section below. And that's definitely why this mod comes in at our number 2 spot, so I'd strongly recommend downloading the Rabbit Hole mod. Coming in at our number 1 spot, we have the Beauty of Skyrim. Now, a lot of people in the comment section of my last video were commenting on how good the NPCs looked, and I thought a lot of people already knew about this mod, but apparently not. The Beauty of Skyrim is one of the largest NPC overhauls that I've ever seen in pretty much all of the mods that I've covered. Coming in at 1,000.29 megabytes, which is just over a gigabyte, it changes all of the humanoid NPCs, elves, Redguard, Nords, Bretons, all their faces and hairs, all the Argonians, all the Khajiits, and everything along those lines have been changed with this mod. There's now 26 new hairs for women, 17 for men, 3 for Khajiits, and 3 for Argonians. There's also 21 new war paints, 10 for female, 5 for male, 3 for Khajiit, and 3 for Argonian. And then there's also new textures for vanilla hairs. There's also new textures for the vanilla eyes of all races, new textures for eyebrows, the teeth of all races, the lips of all races, the beards, and many vanilla clothes on the NPCs as well. This mod gives you so much more choices in the creation menu that customization has never been this great. All the eye colors are unlocked for humans, elves, and orcs, even vampire eyes. There's also a whole bunch of new eye shapes, noses, and mouths unlocked for humans, elves, and orcs, meaning you can mix and match different qualities from each race into one race and be able to have every single feature unlocked so that you can have the most customized character imaginable. This mod is also very compatible with body mods and hair mods, but it's not compatible with mods such as better dressed NPCs or ECCO. I also recommend using divine skins and bodies for men and women. That mod also coincides with this mod, and it just makes it so much better. It's not actually required, but recommended if you want it. And I honestly think that this is one of the last NPC mods that I'll ever install, because there's nothing really that you can get better than this. It's a whole gigabyte, so it actually covers all the ground of all the NPCs in the game, and it's going to change everything if it's that big of a mod. And it's definitely very noticeable of a change. Right whenever you load in, you'll notice the difference right away, and I mean right away. All the NPCs look so much better than the vanilla that you'll never want to go back to vanilla. And that's definitely why it comes in at our number 1 spot, so I'd strongly recommend downloading the Beauty of Skyrim mod. So that's pretty much it for this week's episode of the top 5 Skyrim mods of the week. Hopefully you guys did enjoy, and if you did, I'd appreciate it if you left a like and subscribe if you're new. It really helps me out a lot. And if you have any suggestions for mods you'd like me to cover in future top 5 mod episodes, be sure to let me know in the comment section below, or you can follow me on Twitter. I'll be sure to leave my Twitter in the description, and you guys can follow me on there and leave me suggestions through there as well. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Hopefully you guys did enjoy, and I will talk to you guys later.